probably Tuesday, I'd say this is going out on. Is it? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I'm recording it on Sunday, though. That's why I sound a bit Sunday-ish rather than Tuesday-ish. So if you're listening to this expecting to hear a Tuesday show, you're listening on Thursday and you're thinking, I want to hear something from Tuesday so I can reminisce about that early part of the week when I was thinking, will it ever be Thursday? It'd be funny to listen to something from Tuesday, and then you listen and then you think, oh, this fella sounds like it's a Sunday. He's got it all wrong. Well, that's because I'm recording it on the Sunday, the Sunday of this week. So you'll just have to reminisce about last Sunday instead. Maybe look forward to the next Sunday. Because people like Sundays for some reason. I prefer Fridays and Saturdays. Sunday, as far as I'm concerned, is a time when you look forward to the following Tuesday with trepidation, and then you kind of think, maybe Thursday will come around quicker than I think, but then it doesn't. Then a couple of days later you're thinking, is Thursday here yet? And it's not, it's Tuesday, and all you can think about is the previous Sunday, which you spent wondering would Thursday ever come around, and here you are on a Tuesday and it hasn't arrived yet. So you think maybe Wednesday will be different. Wednesday is indeed different. You wake up on your Wednesday and you think, Christ almighty, it's halfway through the week and there's still 3 days to go. How does that work? I thought this was a 5-day week that I had, but no, we're in the middle of it now. I'm on day 3, but there's still 3 days to go. Maybe when I get to midday on Wednesday it'll feel like halfway through the week, but I'll be so busy at midday I won't have time to be watching the calendar like that, because that's what a lot of people do. They spend their days watching the calendar, waiting for the end of the, and I'll tell you, if the Wednesday falls on the 31st of the month, then you'll hear all day is the page being flipped over and back, over and back, over and back, over and back. It's like watching a cat lying on the ground on its back playing with a toy that's flipping over itself on a piece of string, except it's less attractive than that. There's nothing attractive about watching someone flipping a calendar over and back all day, wishing their lives away. I'll tell you, I worked in an office once where that sort of thing went on. The people had these calendars and they used to flip them over and back, over and back, over and back. It was the type of calendar where you're supposed to tear off the month that's over and forget about it and throw it in the bin. There was no records kept of months that were over. That's irresponsible if you ask me. And any sort of a basic business should have a record keeping process. They should file away the old calendar month pages in case you ever have to look them up. Because if it's Monday the 1st and you want to look back and see something you did on Tuesday the 15th of the previous month, and you've thrown the previous month in the bin, that's no way to run any sort of an enterprise at all. No, that's why we have these electronic calendars now. You can go and sync your Google Calendar to your iTelephone and then sync it to your computer, and you can go on your computer and you'll say, you'll type in, next Tuesday I have to do this, and then it'll update on your telephone, and then your telephone will make a terrifying sound at 3 o'clock on Wednesday morning because you set it wrong. And then you'll think someone's dead, and you'll reach for your phone and try to answer it. And when you try to answer it, there'll be no one there, and then you'll think they're definitely dead. If you pick up the phone and they're not saying anything, they're definitely dead. And then you panic, and you end up spending the rest of the night awake. And then your next day, I think it's Thursday, is ruined. And then for the following week, you'll be that'll ruin your whole looking forward to Thursday thing, because the previous Thursday will have been crap. And you'll think there's at least now, I've got in my lifetime, I've gone through 3,500 Thursdays, and up till now they're all great, but last Thursday was crap. So that'll at least now. So that means now there's at least a 1 in 3,500 chance of next Thursday being crap, possibly more, because you can't predict the future. You can only guess. So that's Thursday's fucked up for you. So all that's left, and no wonder everyone looks forward to Friday. Nothing goes wrong on Friday. Well, it might in the future. Nothing has gone wrong on the Friday before, ever. Unless you count that stock market crash that happened on Oh Shit Friday back in the 80s. There was Oh Shit Friday, Holy Fuck Saturday, tomorrow's Monday, Sunday, today's going to be pretty crappy Monday, and then there was bollocks Tuesday, and then there was let's just try not to worry about Wednesday, and then they were back at Thursday. Nothing, as I say, back then, nothing bad had ever happened yet on a Thursday. Well, at least in my life. But no, some people have bad Thursdays, some people have good Thursdays. You can't judge a book by its cover. You don't know what the next Thursday is going to bring, unless you've got it marked on your calendar. But even then, you can't predict how it's going to go. Thursday could go good, or Thursday could go bad, or it could be just a moderate Thursday. That's what they tell you. That's why they on the weather forecast they'll always tell you it's going to be moderately cold. They don't want to be overly negative and scary. They'll say moderately cold, or moderately warm, or moderately wet, or moderately dry. They'll say don't panic, it's just a weather forecast, you don't have to get all upset, but it's going to rain and it might be a little chilly tomorrow. But don't panic wherever the frigging hell you do. I wish I had panicked yesterday, because I didn't pay attention to the weather when it said it was going to snow, and now it's been snowing and the place is covered in a sheet of white dust. And the snow, I'll tell you, when the snow melts on top of that dust, it's going to be just muck and filth and dust and dirt. I should probably go and throw some salt on it. I could get, I suppose I could sprinkle is the proper word. See, sprinkle salt. You don't throw salt unless you're throwing it over your shoulder because you're a moron. That's an awful waste. If you're going to throw salt over your shoulder, at least stand at your front door with your back to the driveway, and then you can make some use out of this salt. I have to sneeze. If you don't mind, I'm going to interrupt myself there, because the rest of that segment degenerates into a bit where I pause it to sneeze, and then I come back and I don't have anything to say. So there's no point flogging a dead horse, as we established in the previous episode, because basically, we didn't establish it. It was already an established thing, although I explained it. People go and say this thing all the time without explaining it. They've just heard it somewhere. They've heard somewhere. There's no point flogging a dead horse. They've heard the saying over and over again, but they've never actually thought about it. They've never actually formed a serious opinion as to whether or not there's any point flogging a dead horse. You've just heard they've heard the proverb, and they decided it must be true. There's a proverb that says a stitch in time saves 9, so they'll go up to someone in the street and they'll say, here's a stitch in time, I'm going to save you 9. And then they'll say, never something passed between cup and lip. Pass never a slip, something. Never a slip between cup and lip, or something like that. They'll say that to someone. They'll usually say that in the coffee shop, and people will say, technically this isn't a cup, it's a mug. Although nowadays we've come full circle. We used to have coffee shops, we used to have cups of tea, and then we got all posh and American, and we got these mugs. But then someone decided we have to go back to cups, but they're giant cups that are the size of a bucket, because of the sitcom Friends. They all sit around with these giant cups, so now we have to sip things out of giant cups. The coffee goes cold. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I go to Costa Coffee and I say, can I have a big coffee please? And they give you a big coffee in a big wide open swimming pool with 2 handles on it, and it goes cold in 5 minutes and you can't drink it. And then you have to go up and say, hello, would you heat this up please? And they'll say, no, you can't heat up coffee. What do you want me to put in the microwave or something? That wrecks it. Don't be ridiculous. I'll give you an iced coffee, and then that can't go cold. Although don't leave it too long or it'll go warm and that'll ruin it. You'll say, Is there no happy medium? Can I have a lukewarm coffee or one that's of moderate temperature, like on the weather forecast? They say, I suppose you could have a medium iced frappe warm cappuccino, but we don't sell those because that's made up. Now, look at the menu up above you. I know it's a bit blurry and you can't read the freaking thing, but that's the only stuff we sell. Although that's not true, because apparently in Starbucks you can ask for a small coffee, even though that's not on the menu, and they give you a small coffee. But no, you can't be just making stuff up, especially stuff that's impossible by the laws of physics and thermodynamics. Although technically those aren't laws, although in a way perhaps they are, because there's that sneeze now I was waiting on. That's not the best time for it to happen, but nonetheless, at least we got it out. If you go to another planet where the laws of physics are different, that doesn't mean that they've just got a different political regime there that's installed a different set of laws, and they're more conservative or more liberal, so they have a different physics system. No, it doesn't. That's just the laws of science. They're not laws at all. They're just things that are either there or they're not there. You've no control over them, so don't go thinking it's a law. In that sense, it's not. It's probably illegal to make laws like that anyway, although maybe in some planets it isn't. But nonetheless, even if there's some planet where they say, oh, we're liberal here, you can change the laws of science if you want, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to. Just because something is allowed, it doesn't mean it's possible. I could be allowed to go and walk along that wall that I'm looking at that's got snow on it, like my cat does. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to. I might fall and break my neck, and then they'll say, you're wasting valuable emergency service time now. We have to come and pick you up and fix your neck because you chose to walk along that wall just because you're allowed to. Who the hell do you think you are? And I'll say, I'm perfectly free to do that. The law says I'm free to do that. Admittedly, the laws of physics say I'm also free to fall because of the laws of gravity. But that's not something I chose to do. That was forced upon me. This is physics is a dictatorship, not a democracy. I didn't choose to fall off that wall, but I wasn't given a choice because apparently it's all in the best interest of the majority. It's done, but it's not a democracy. Someone decided we'll have to have this gravity thing so that the vast majority of people will be kept safely on the ground. But that does have the unfortunate side effect that the minority of people who are walking along a wall may well fall and break their necks. But no, it's in the national interest. It's in the interest of every person in this country that the majority of us are safe. So no, you can't really complain about that.